Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so Ticket TV just gave us a bit of news on the Jae Crowder price tag that really left a lot for me to react to, because essentially what he was saying was Zach Lowe was quoted basically saying that they want two of three things: a good young player, or a first round pick, or a good rotational player. Two of those things for Jae Crowder. Now, I didn't check and see what kind of contract Jae Crowder is on, but I don't think it matters. It don't matter. They're not getting anything like that. Good rotational play. I don't think they really understand what his price tag actually is. The only way that even holds any merit is if they think they have a buyer, and that buyer is not quite sold on the price tag. That's what that sounds like to me. So they're trying to essentially put that information out there to try to gain some type of leverage to make them hike up the price tag. I'm going to tell you the truth. Jae Crowder is not worth anything to me. When I say anything, I'm not giving them nothing. First of all, they don't have any desire to keep the player. And they haven't played him in pretty much all season. So that right there tells me I don't know what he can do. He's not a young player at all. The last time I saw him, he wasn't really highly productive. So you're telling me that a guy who could be washed, likely washed, that you don't want no more, that you've let everybody know you don't want anymore, now you're telling me that you think you're going to get some value for him. I'm telling you, Phoenix, you're staring at a wall and you're screaming at it, and nobody's around to listen to you. That's what that is right there. You're gonna definitely have that player on your books at the end of this trade deadline if that price tag does not come down significantly. It's not even a conversation to be had. I don't see any reason to make a trade for Jae Crowder for anything. Not even a second round pick. Not even a second round pick. So the way I see it is, where's the upside? Where is it? If I've studied the player over the last year or so, I know he hasn't done anything at all for you. He hasn't been a player that's done anything for anybody in a couple years now. Seriously. Like where was he last seen doing some real stuff? He was in Cleveland as a role player, Boston as a good role player. These various situations with Phoenix, it's good role player, playoff performer to some degree, but like at this stage in 2023, he's still trying to sell people that he's gonna come in and do what exactly? Nah, that's you're not gonna be able to sell that to anybody who's actually paying attention. You can sell that to somebody who's complete casual. But even they're going to look at you and say, you want two of those three things? Like, it's not going to happen. I wouldn't have gave you that for Jae Crowder 3 years ago. So you ain't getting it now. That's just craziness to me. To say that they need to come down on the price tag is kind of an understatement. They need to tell themselves the truth, that they are not actually interested in trading the player. That's what they need to do. You're not actually interested in trading. I can sit up here and put a $1 million price tag on my trash and tell somebody that that's what it costs. They're going to keep walking by. Nobody's buying that. You're just going to see people keep walking by. It has no desire. No one desires to even have the piece, let alone give up anything to get him. I can tell you what they can do to get rid of Jae Crowder. Be willing to take on salary. That's what they can do. Offer up the services of Jae Crowder and then be willing to take back more salary in his stead of a contract that might be not desirable, like a Gordon Hayward or a Duncan Robinson or something like that. That's the best thing they can do for themselves, is take on significant salary to get rid of such a piece that's not going to be desirable. And that's not a good exchange. The best thing they can do for themselves in regards to Jae Crowder is stop telling themselves they can get anything for Jae Crowder. You can't. Waive him. Very, very simply put, waive him. Because I'm telling you, the rest of the league, if they're thinking like me, that's exactly what they're waiting for you to do. You're not going to get anything for him. Not if anybody's paying any attention to what he's done over the last several years. So, yeah, that's a joke, man. That's them screaming at a wall, hoping somebody hear it, and nobody's listening. Nobody's listening at all, man. Jae Crowder can't do anything for you, and if he can do it at a very vet minimum price tag in 2023, and we all know that. So the Lakers, obviously, I'm sure they're not looking in that direction. And if they did, we would definitely hold them accountable for that. Because that's not something we should want at all, especially given the circumstances we've been a part of. No, we got Rui Hachimura, we're good. So as far as I can tell, there's no need to even entertain that. I know people have talked about Jae Crowder, obviously, because he's been LeBron's teammate, stuff like that, but that's No, we're not doing that. No, so he can come in and not not hit shots. I'm telling you, man, I'm not trying to down a guy, but I've every time I see Jae Crowder, he don't shoot well. He doesn't shoot well, and he's not very fast, not very athletic. He doesn't defend well. He's a big dude, but he's not overly strong. So it's like, what are we asking him to do? What are we asking him to do? And that's not me just as a Laker fan. I'm just saying that it's anybody. Like, what are you asking him to do? If you're Boston, maybe you take him back as a legacy player. You know what he can do for you, your playoff team. You can be like at the bottom of your depth chart. Continuity reasons. Maybe they desire to have him back for legacy reasons. But for a first round pick, it's never going to happen. For a good rotational piece, which one? Who am I giving up for Jae Crowder? Which one? Like, no, that's not going to happen. And then for a good young player, you just keep dreaming. Keep on dreaming. You ain't getting a bad young player for Jae Crowder, yo. Honestly. So that's just it. That's just the reality of the situation, man. I don't know how people value players, man, but I'm a Laker fan who went through a season where we had everybody on our team was essentially at his level. And I'm telling you, we couldn't get nothing for none of those dudes. We had a bunch of Jae Crowders. Wasn't none of them worth a thing. I kid you not. So players of that tenure, that tier of his caliber, it's going to be hard right now to stay in the league because role players of that cachet, I'll just go and get me a young role player with upside. Why am I reach for an average dude who's old if I can just reach for an average dude who's young? Maybe he pops and beats a little better than average. Like, that's just common sense. Especially since the league is young. So, like, I'm telling you, man, Phoenix ain't getting them for Jae Crowder. Not unless they got a GM that just doesn't know anything about anything and just will reach for a name. They better hope that GM's out there, but he certainly ain't me. So that's how that goes. Anyway, that's what I got. BDL44. Thank you all for watching.